say we are ready to roll. Extraordinary moments. Are you not entertaining?
The Kentucky Derby. A photo finish. Scotty Scheffler takes it all.
A lot of stars for you on Sunday Night Football.
This is Football Night in America, presented by Allstate.
Wildcard weekend rolling on from Tampa, home of the NFC South champion Bucs. That's a sound that all the Bucs fans can get used to, firing on all cylinders, scoring touchdowns, and the fans hope to hear it a ton when Baker Mayfield takes the field and takes this offense out of the cannon. He's having a career year as Tampa Bay has won its 4th straight division title, but he's welcoming in a pretty good young rookie, Jaden Daniels. All he's done is light up the NFL in his first season, leading the Commanders to their best season in over 30 years. Now a spot on the divisional round is on the line, and our AFC slate is set. It's the same Final Four as last year. The Bills beat the Broncos earlier. They move on to host the Ravens next week. Chiefs are going to host the Texans. And over in the NFC, we've got the Eagles hosting the Packers and looking to seal this win right now, Jason and Devin.
How about this is the biggest play of the game right here, Maria. It's a pressure look by Green Bay. Jalen Hurts audibles to Dallas Goedert. He looks like Derrick Henry. Stiff arm once, stiff arm again, runs it into the end zone. Now they're up 2 scores.
And after that, a big 4th down play here.
Jordan Love seems like he has Malik Heath wide open, ball little high. Malik Heath, you should have white cleats on. Get the yellow out of there, out of bounds, incomplete pass.
And right now, we've got the Eagles lining up for a field goal attempt. Less than 4 minutes left to play. Welcome inside the studio. Maria Taylor, Devin McCourty, Jason Garrett here with you. And pretty is not a word we're going to use to describe this game, but the Eagles looking like they're putting their stamp on it.
Yeah, it's been ugly. It's old school brand of football. They're running the football, playing tough defense, taking the ball away. They've been in control right from the start. It looks like they're in good shape to finish it out right now.
You said this Green Bay defense, they fought tough. They kept them in the game for a little while, but the 3 turnovers by Green Bay, 0 by Philadelphia, has been a difference in this game.
Remember, Watson not playing. Dobbs goes out. He gets hurt. Reed hurt. And so that really hurt the offense for the Packers. Meanwhile, we've got our wild card headliners for the first time. Chris Sims in the postseason. What have you liked so far today?
Well, I like Josh Allen a lot. He put up an MVP-type performance. As you see, all Allen a day's work, right? Get that little play on words there. But early in the game, Buffalo Bills, it was Josh Allen being patient and using his legs. Quarterback design runs, or I don't like what's downfield, I'm going to scramble and get a few yards. This was the play that broke Denver's back. 4th and 1, 13 to 7, 3rd quarter, nobody open. Allen, 40-yard throw, teardrop to the running back, perfectly stays in bounds, touchdown. You can see Grizzly Adams' beard. He likes Josh Allen. And oh my gosh, next week we got these two. This is going to be unreal. Allen and Lamar. I can't wait.
This is what playoff football is all about. 2 of the best. You say they're the front runners, MVP. Let's see who's going to do it.
Yeah, and it's just the second time that we're getting to see these two facing off in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Eagles, they did just kick a field goal, so they now have the lead. As we go back out to Tampa, Jack Collinsworth, Tony Dungy, Rodney Harrison hanging out on the sidelines.
Maria, we have 2 quarterbacks out here tonight that never back down, but both these defenses, key reinforcements right on time. Washington, they traded for Marshawn Lattimore for moments like tonight, and he is back from that hammy.
Absolutely, and that's the matchup I'm looking for, Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans. These guys have history. They don't like each other. There's going to be a lot of fighting, pushing, and cussing out, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really excited to see it.
Yes, there is. And another defender for Washington that's really helping them is Jonathan Allen in his return. And speaking of return, Tampa is really excited because they've got 2 of their starting secondary back. Jamel Dean, their corner, outstanding man-to-man cover guy, and Antoine Winfield, who is the quarterback back there, Rodney.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You're getting your best defensive player back, and he can patrol the deep part of the field, but also cause havoc along the line of scrimmage. Having him back is huge.
And Todd Bowles told me on Friday he loves loves to have Winfield back because he's the adjuster. He gets everybody going. And speaking of adjustments, Todd Bowles is one of the best. The last 5 games, they have not given up a touchdown in the second half because of Todd and those adjustments that he makes on defense.
Second half adjustments, Jack. We always talk to you about that.
It's been throughout the course of the season, too. You go back since week 11, that bye week, coach, been the second best scoring defense right here in Tampa, coached by Todd Bowles. And it helps to have Baker Mayfield on the other side as well. Third trip to the playoffs for Baker Mayfield. He has never lost on wild card weekend. Washington and Tampa coming up as the playoffs roll on. How about a nightcap?
The nominees for FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year: Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Lamar Jackson. And this season, FedEx will again donate over $100,000 to select historically black colleges and universities as a part of the Air and Ground program. Go to NFL.com/FedEx to vote and find out who won on February 6th at the NFL Honors. All right, the Eagles trying to solidify this win, Chris.
Yes, they are. The defense has played phenomenal throughout. Nolan Smith has had a day. Run game, he's been awesome. Second sack of the day, harassing Jordan Love. 22-10 Eagles. They're looking comfortable.
Yeah, and headed to the divisional. It is time for tonight's DraftKings Sportsbook 3-play. Matthew Berry, who you got?
Yeah, look, no surprise, Maria. I'm taking the Commanders to cover tonight, not just because I'm a homer, but also because of Jaden Daniels. He's been incredible all season long with his arm and his legs. And his legs are, wait for it, the second leg tonight. Give me Jaden Daniels to get at least 40 rushing yards tonight. Listen, the Buccaneers love to blitz, and when blitz, no quarterback in the NFL has more rushing yards against the blitz this year than Jaden Daniels. Finally, on the Buccaneers side, I'm taking Baker Mayfield to throw at least 2 touchdown passes. He's done this in each of his past 5 games, and in fact, only one quarterback this entire season has more games with 2 touchdown passes than Baker Mayfield. So I say Baker does it again tonight, and that's my DraftKings 3-play. Jack, back out to you and the guys.
All right, Matthew, and Baker's job, it has gotten easier thanks to Bucky Irving, and no rookie running back has made more of an impact on winning than that 4th-rounder out of Oregon. And believe it or not, he began his football journey in Chicago, playing for the same youth football team as Rodney Harrison, the Hazel Crest Mustangs. They sound like a powerhouse, Rod.
Absolutely, and he was a lot better youth football player than I was. But Bucky Irving, he's special, coach. And every time we will watch this offense during the season, we would look and just say, man, this offense is just different. It's faster, it's more explosive when he's in the game. And I got a chance to meet with your old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore. And Tom Moore told me, 86-year-old Tom Moore said he meets with Bucky Irving at 5:30 a.m. every morning. And he said, we don't even discuss football. We talk about everything other than football. That just shows me that the young man wants to be great, coach.
Yes, and I can tell you the Commanders are aware of him. Dan Quinn told me before the game, the one guy he wanted in the draft after Jaden Daniels was Bucky Irving. So they know he's going to be ready. But he's got his own playmaker, Coach Quinn does, Terry McLaurin. And I know that the Buccaneers are going to come out with a lot of blitzing. McLaurin's going to have some opportunities to go one-on-one tonight. And he told me he wants the ball early.
Hey, Coach, you know this Tampa team extremely well. What's their #1 priority? You were at practice on Friday.
I was there. Coach Bowles said we've got to take the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands. We don't want him to create. So they're going to bring some blitzes, make him get it to his other guys, see if the other guys can beat him.
A lot of blitzes, a lot of disguising, but forcing a young guy to come up to the line of scrimmage and not feel comfortable, be able to force him to look over the defense and try to guess.
So Jaden Daniels, he's been a sensation. Put together one of the best rookie years we have ever seen from a quarterback. And he spoke to Chris Sims about where it all started right here on this field in week 1.
What was the most nervous you were this year? My first game in Tampa.
Jaden Daniels keeps it.
Don't let the moment get too bright.
Touchdown! First time in his career.
It was like, now my dreams are reality.
Keep going, bro. Long season. You follow me everywhere?
This franchise has been nothing but great to me ever since they called my name.
Unbelievable!
The football guys blessed me.
Daniels has done it again!
You go out there, you have those type of moments.
Jaden Daniels, end zone!
So focused in on what we had to do.
Thank you for making me right, baby.
Pretty blessed to get another opportunity.
I don't know if you see that says Clint. Now let's go. Man, we going to the playoffs, man.
I am the one!
Yeah, you are, Jaden. In Washington for the first time since 2020. But Jaden Daniels, he's been breaking records with his legs and arms with his 891 rushing yards and 12 passing touchdowns in the fourth quarter in overtime were the most by a rookie quarterback in NFL history, which leads us to our Lowe's home team help. And guys, it's not just the arm. Like we said, Jaden Daniels, the only quarterback to lead his team in rushing this season.
That's right. And it starts with his arm. It starts with the fact that he looks in the pocket and he's looking to throw the football. He's patient in the pocket. He lets plays develop down the field. And what that does is get defenders backed up, and then it causes lanes to run through because everybody's worried about defending the pass, and then he runs.
Because you know he can make every throw.
Exactly.
What I love about him now is as the season's gone down to end, these key gotta-have-it moments, hits that back foot, it's not there, he's gone, he's decisive, and he goes and makes plays.
He's got a great feel. All right, Mr. Belichick disciple, how do you defend this guy?
It's rush and coverage. The back end and the secondary and the defensive line. We got to keep him in the pocket, and then we got to cover our guys. He's going to buy time a couple times.
Right.
You got to make a play in the secondary.
Easier said than done,
Exactly.
Maria.
Yeah, easier said than done. Being a rookie, playing in the playoffs for the first time, Jason. So if you're Cliff Kingsbury, you're calling plays for your rookie, what can you do to help him get in the groove to start this game?
Maria, I spent a lot of Friday nights in my life racking my brain about these first 15 plays. And you have a lot of objectives. Let's put some personnel packages together, see how the defense lines up. Hey, we got to get our playmakers the ball, hand it to them, throw it to them. But by far, the #1 objective is get your quarterback in the game. You want him to be 5 for 5 without even thinking about it. When you have a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, one of the ways you can get him in the game is by running it. The quarterback run, get some sweating, having some positive plays. He'll start to feel the rhythm. He'll play a lot better as the game goes on.
And a guy like Jaden Daniels, you don't want him to overthink. Just make the plays like they were saying.
Just go play. Just go play. And for me, I'm betting strongly on this guy. There's never been a moment that's been too big for this guy. He's going to play well tonight.
Absolutely. We look forward to it. But you know, Jaden Daniels, he grew up in Southern California, about an hour east of Los Angeles. Our hearts are with all of those affected by the devastating wildfires across the LA area this week. Families and first responders out there urgently need our help. The NFL family, led by contributions from the Rams, Chargers, Vikings, Texans, and the NFL Foundation, has donated $5 million to help relief efforts. And you can donate by going to redcross.org/NFL. Tomorrow night's game between the Vikings and Rams was moved from SoFi Stadium to Glendale, Arizona, and that will be on ESPN and ABC. Our thoughts continue to be with all of those out in Southern California affected by the wildfires.
Football Night in America is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. By Little Caesars, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. And by Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Let's go places.
He's not a fast guy, but after the touchdown, he makes a perfect pass all the way up to the Pirates ship.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Sims' only career playoff game.
Yeah, that's right. And here's the Calvin Johnson rule. This is how close we were to tying this football game and playing the next week. Catches it, doesn't survive the ground. Right?
All of that.
Man,
the ball when the ball's on the ground.
I know. And gosh, I was fast. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I know. He's not that fast, but all right, the Eagles defense sealing this one.
This one is over, okay? My career is over, and so is it over for Green Bay. 22-10, interception. Quinyon Mitchell makes the play. Philadelphia's defense was phenomenal throughout the day. They will advance to the next round.
We will break down that whole game a little bit later, show you some highlights, so stay tuned for sure. As for Tampa, their quarterback, this week Devin had a chance to meet up with Baker Mayfield, who's been living his best life on and off the field.
I know you're a dad now. You get in playoff mode. Do you tell your wife, hey, no diaper change and no any of that during the playoffs? It's all you. Because if we play it right, you'll get a chance to be in the Super Bowl?
Oh, you know, it's I'm not going to take it that far. She's a super mom, so she's made my life easy outside of work this whole year, so it's been fun. But, yeah, she knows what time of year it is.
Spoken like a true dad vet. Make sure you only say good stuff. All right, I'm going to bring in the iPad. We got some plays I want you to see.
11 seasons in a row.
What goes through your mind? You're throwing the ball to Mike Evans. Were you nervous? Like, don't get this ball tipped, don't get it knocked down?
That was the biggest thing. In a very much situation where you just kneel it down, get out of the game for a win. But we love Mike, so it's had to get him that ball anyway. He's a true pro. It's never about him. And so everybody wanted him to get that record and tie Jerry Rice. And so for him to get that accolade, it was awesome.
And then right here, this I feel like is the Baker Mayfield everybody loves. Look at how you end this run.
Moxie man converts the first down.
What did you say to this young man when you got up right here?
Just screamed. I didn't say anything in particular, not that time at least. A little testosterone boost right there.
Is this like in your bag of tricks that when you do this, you know it's going to get the guys going?
I do know now at this point, being around them for 2 years now, that it gets them going a little bit.
Where does your confidence and moxie, what's the roots of that?
That comes back to recruiting in high school and having to, build my own self-confidence when I wasn't getting recruited, and just trusting yourself, trusting your own belief, and understanding that any opportunity you get, handle it the right way.
Gets It, presented by the Farmer's Dog.
Man, what I loved about Baker is we forget. He followed behind Tom Brady. It's like the worst job to take. Right. His confidence, though, you feel it. Everyone around him feels it. Tampa's happy to have him in Tampa Bay right now.
Yeah, I don't like Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield. I love his moxie. He doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He's got a freaking mountain now, and that's how he plays. He's a very emotional guy. So if you're coaching a guy like this, you got to quiet him down. We talked about Jaden Daniels, the openers. You got to do the same thing with Baker. Get him 5 completions without even thinking about it. And he can use his legs, too, on those quarterback runs.
No question. You talk about their offense in general. It poses problems for Washington tonight. They can run the ball. We've seen it over the last month and a half as good as anybody in the game with Bucky Irvin. They got some killers up front as far as the offensive line is concerned, and we know Baker will cut it loose to throw the ball down the field.
And Baker talking about Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, he said, we run some schemes that he doesn't even like, but that fits the players, and he does it. And he said that's his greatest strength. He does everything around the players.
What I love most about him is they attack different ways. They attack different ways in the running game, different ways in the passing game. They're among the best passing teams in the league, among the best running teams in the league. You know better than I do as a defensive guy, when they can do both a lot of different ways, they're hard to stop.
And remember, he lost Chris Godwin this season, and then he also had Mike Evans out for like a month, but he still set career highs in nearly every major passing category this season in his 7th year in the league, guys.
Woo! Baker, and that's what's great. When you can do that and say, hey, this guy's coming in, this guy, but the offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, helps him out a ton with that stuff.
Hey, rightfully so. We've been talking about Josh and Lamar as MVP guys. Look at those numbers right there. Those are MVP numbers.
All right, let's get to the PFT update brought to you by Accenture. Florio, we heard the guys talking about Liam Cohen, but also Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinators in this game, being mentioned as head coaching candidates.
Well, Baker Mayfield really wants Liam Cohen to come back for a second season and beyond. The Jaguars have requested an interview of Cohen, and based upon how things go tonight, call a good game, get a big win, maybe other teams will become interested. For Cliff Kingsbury, the Commanders' offensive coordinator, here's the most important point. The Cardinals are still paying him and will be paying him as a mid-level head coach into 2026. He's in no hurry whatsoever. The Bears, the Saints, likely the Jaguars will want to interview him. One or more of those interview requests might be declined by Cliff Kingsbury. He loves where he is, and he is in no hurry whatsoever to leave.
Okay, one thing we know for sure, Mike Vrabel, he's returning to the Patriots as the head coach. That's the first hire of the coaching cycle, but there might be more familiar faces on their way to New England.
Well, that's right. Mike Vrabel is a defensive coach, so offensive coordinator is going to be his most important hire. And the name to watch, Josh McDaniels. He and Vrabel have a good relationship with McDaniels. And the Patriots, I'm told it is definitely a possibility that McDaniels will be back in New England.
Remember, he spent 13 seasons as an offensive coordinator with the Patriots. It'll be interesting to see him back there. Back in Tampa, Rodney Harrison had a chance to catch up with the Bucs safety Antoine Winfield Jr. He is back from a knee injury that kept him out for 4 games before this playoff matchup.
Playing against a rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, how do you slow him down?
Hey, got to contain him as much as possible. You know, he's great with his feet and in the air, so we got to make sure we contain him as much as possible today.
You missed the last month of the season. How do you feel, and what can we expect from you tonight?
I'm excited. Plays. That's all I'm out here for, to make some plays, so I can't wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, make some plays. Let's make some bets. Time for Barry's Bet, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew.
Yeah, Maria, let's be real. I'm a lifelong Washington football fan, okay? Lifelong since I was 5. This team is special. The Hail Mary, the comeback against Philly, the last drive against Atlanta. Give me Jaden Daniels over everyone. Faith in 5, baby. Hail the Commanders, hail victory. Commanders money line at plus money is my Barry's Bet tonight. Who we kidding? I'm going full homer. Let's go Commanders. Let's go Washington.
Let's go Barry!
DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. And during the playoffs, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code SNF when you sign up.
I've been watching Washington football for a long time. And the glory days just kept fading further and further into the past.
2024 NFL Draft.
But now this year, flashes of brilliance again.
The come from behind victory!
As if there's actual magic in this young man's right arm. He's proven it time.
This guy's unbelievable!
And time again.
Daniels has done it again. Going to the playoffs, let him go.
But as a diehard fan, I'm a little worried because of this guy. He's a leader, scrappy, all heart. I dig his game, but not his team.
How about them Buccaneers?
Because tonight, for my team and our quarterback, the future is now, baby.
Yeah, the future is now, and an opportunity to play in the divisional round for the Buccaneers and the Commanders about to happen soon. We are getting set in Tampa. Two of the top 5 offenses are facing off. Austin Eckler about 8 minutes left getting ready in the locker room, and Baker Mayfield having one of the best seasons of his career, leading his squad to a home playoff game. All right, let's start with the day in Orchard Park as the Buffalo Bills hosted the Broncos and started their playoff adventure.
Yes, they did. Josh Allen right in the race for the MVP. The running game was the key early on for Buffalo. They dominated the line of scrimmage. They had almost 100 team rushing yards early in the second quarter. And then as the game went on, we know the Magic Man's going to make a few plays. He always makes us say wow every week. Here he's got 6.8 seconds to throw. This is a running back, and it's a 45-yard throw, and he puts it on the money. And what a play by Ty Johnson to keep his feet off the out-of-bounds marker somehow, some way.
Unbelievable play, and that was on 4th and 1, by the way. Yeah,
right.
They believe in number 17. Check out the time of possession difference in this game.
Complete domination. That's right. Denver early on had the big post route for the touchdown. Other than that, they couldn't get much offense going.
All right, so Buffalo hosts Baltimore in the divisional round next week. Green Bay, the Packers, taking on the Eagles. Let's start with the opening kickoff. Keyshawn Nixon fumbles, and the Eagles recover.
Oren Burks-Marie, he comes down, he sets his tone, he says, ooh-wee, look at that. Hit the ball is out, and Philadelphia was off to an amazing start. That's the opening kickoff right there.
Let's set the tone.
He said ooh-wee?
Yeah, the Packers would have 4 turnovers in this game. 3 plays later, though, Jalen Hurts is taking advantage.
Yeah, Philly cashes it in. Philly has a chance to win the Super Bowl because they dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of it. He had 6.7 seconds to throw it. He almost had 10. He found Dotson in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, returning after missing the final 2 games of the regular season, and Jalen Hurts finds Dallas Goedert here for 24 yards.
3 stiff arms on one play. 1, 2. Hold on, you're not done. Let me give you one more. Valentine. Oh, my goodness. That's domination. That's a picture of it right there.
So the Eagles get the win, 22-10. Saquon's like, bring them on, bring them on. Let's keep it going. Philly will host the highest remaining seed in the divisional round. Yeah, take a look at our side-to-side comparison of our quarterbacks in this one. Who do you like?
3 turnovers. You look at that right there. That's the difference in the game. You cannot turn the ball over in the playoffs.
It was a little bit ugly for Philly throwing the football in this game, but that's how they play. Hand the ball to Saquon, play great defense, take the ball away. It's a good formula in the playoffs.
Jordan Love never got going this year. I just want to say that. But other than that, Philadelphia, yeah, I'm with him. The passing game has to improve. It was simple. It's very simple overall all year. People know that. But hopefully today knocks some rust off. Jalen Hurts hasn't practiced in a few weeks. It's the first game back in a few weeks, and that showed early on. It's got to be better next week.
And I think that's the key to the wild card. Last week, Philly sat a bunch of players. Come out, get your feet back under you, win the game. You got to earn the right to play next week in the playoffs. They did that, and now they'll get to go play in the division.
And I think when Philly pulls back on this thing, they're going to say, get it to our stars. Hand it to 20 26. We got to get A.J. going.
Definitely, right?
We got to get Devontae going. When they do that, they're hard to stop.
By the way, A.J. Brown was reading a book on the sideline. Yeah, this week.
It's personal growth. He was reading about personal growth. Always trying to get better.
Busy. Yeah, always trying to get better. Okay, let's take a look at where things stand and break down what tonight means. If Tampa wins, they will head to Philly. If Washington wins, they are going to head to Detroit. The AFC already set. The Texans headed to Kansas City, and the Ravens are headed to take on the Bills. Remember, they beat them earlier this season. All right, guys, it's time for tonight's home team picks, brought to you by Lowe's. As always, we start with America's pick. 54% are saying the Commanders are going to go on the road and get a victory.
Oh, Jason Garrett, you took the Buccaneers. You're supposed to go with Dan Quinn. Look at this.
Oh, my God, look how close it is.
It's close.
That's what that red vest
I don't believe it. I think he picked the Bucks only so he's a real schmoozer, this guy. Real schmoozer.
Okay, so you think he's throwing it a little bit. Yeah, he's trying to win it wire to wire. Let's check in with Tony and Rodney and why they're rolling with their picks, guys.
Well, Maria, I'm taking the Bucks, not because I'm a homer, but because of this. I know firsthand what this atmosphere is like and how that can carry a team, Ron.
Coach, I agree with you. I like the Bucks because of Baker Mayfield, his playoff experience, but also Todd Bowles is a veteran defensive coordinator versus a rookie quarterback.
And I talked to both head coaches. They both talked about the screen game, and I think that's one thing that's going to be in the Bucks' favor, too. Bucky Irving and Jalen McMillan making plays on the quick passing game, Ron. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks, guys. And just so we all know, home teams 4-0 so far. The average margin of victory is 17.5.
Wow, yeah. We knew there was a cream of the crop in the NFL, and so far this weekend we're seeing that.
Yeah, and I think Tampa Bay, what they've been able to do this year, it gives them a little bit of an edge playing at home, and that guy they have at quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, as important as Baker Mayfield is, Bucky Irving is the guy. Washington has a hard time playing run defense. Bucky's going to be a big part of their attack tonight.
Well, those are your home team picks brought to you by Lowe's, and we are getting you set for the nightcap here. And the wild card weekend, if Washington wins, they head to Detroit. If the Bucks win, they visit Philly. Mike, Chris, and Melissa are going to have the call on the other side of the break, and we will see you at halftime.
This has been Football Night in America, presented by Allstate.